What is your core value?
First one would be, the first of three would be the golden rule. Treat others the way that I want to be treated. Always remain humble. And to, if I can do something for someone to help them, I certainly am not going to do anything to hurt them. Those are the rules that I've followed most of my adult life.
Oh my God. I thought you loved me till I'm wrong.
Good evening. My name is Simone Higginbotham. I am co-owner of Phoenix & Company. Phoenix & Company is a monthly subscription company that's geared toward women of color that are also happen to be 40 plus like myself. We'll be offering some inspiration, some empowerment, and some education for women of that demographic.
She'll make 26 in September.
Yeah, even with her being 26, and I have an 18-month-old granddaughter, and my mother was the type of grandmother that people think about sitting on the porch, and that and as much as I am like my mother, I think now when I look back at her, even her, she was a caregiver. She was, but I feel like the things that I get to go and I get to see and I get to travel and get to do, I'm living life not just for me, but for her. She was only 69 years old when she died, but when I think about for 15 years of that 69 that she had after her mother passed, she was sick. She didn't live. She didn't have a life.
One transitioning from one change of life to the, from one part of your life to another, to the change, sexually. People think that when you get to a certain age, that number one, the sex life is over.
And that's not true, because a lot of people don't realize you're not worried about having a baby.
Correct. Let's go there. You're
not worried about that anymore, and you're freer.
And because I was going to say, because guess what? Once you have raised your children, you ain't got to worry about this. Guess what? The taboos are off.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't even know how to embrace their sexuality.
No.
They do not know how to embrace it.
No.
They do not know how to take it. They do not know how to just enjoy it.
And the thing about it, we come from a different time, though. When you think about it, we come from a different era to where our mothers is something they didn't talk about with us. Like things I would say to my daughter, my mother would have never said to me. So we're looking at it now. We have an opportunity to where we get almost like makeup time to things that we didn't do. And like I said, I have this bucket list that I'm going down. All this crazy stuff that I should have experienced in my 20s or 30s. Now that I'm embarking in a little less than 8 months, I'll be 50 years old. So I'm beginning to see things. I look at people different. I look at men differently than what I did in my 20s and 30s. I noticed things about
we're living our life backwards, because when we were in our younger days, we were taking care of people.
We were caregivers.
We were caregivers of our parents and our husbands, and also taking care of children. And now, when we should be taking care of parents and whatever else, now we're having to learn to take care of ourselves.
Exactly.
We're having to learn ourselves all over again. We're having to just, learn to be who we don't even know who we are. Hey world, I'm Pamela Vessel, co-owner of Phoenix & Company. What intrigues me with this concept was the fact not only with this being a company geared towards women of color, but it also focused on women of age. A lot of us believe that when we get to a certain age, the only things that are focused on is our age. I feel that this company can change that. Our desire is not only to focus on age not being a bad thing, but to focus on the changes and the transition that go hand in hand with it. Learning, teaching, providing, and enhancing the changes so that we can get to a more healthy you. Exploring the possibilities of where we're going, not where we've been.
Yeah, I'm learning new. Like I said, I got a whole brand new love for music that I've never listened to before. I listen to now.
It's my solitude.
Food that I would never have eaten before, I'm willing to try it. And things that I say, you know, now my daughter was so used to when she would call me, I'm at home. I'm not at home anymore. I'm not sitting at home, and, you know, there's nobody there but me. So now she's having to adjust, you know, I even posted, you know, it hits different when mama get her own life. So she's kind of in her feelings because I'm not in her beck and call, but she, like I told you, you have to understand, all my life, I said, I took care of you. I took, from the time I was at 30 years old, I was divorced, mother of a, at that time, 6-year-old. My mom became ill, and she remained ill from the time I was 30 until I was 44 years old. And I knew nothing but how to go to work, make sure that she was taken care of, make sure that my daughter was taken care of. I never had an opportunity to think about none of the things that I want, pay attention to anything that was going around me in the world and in life. So this is a brand new adventure. This is the second part of my life. So this is the purpose behind Phoenix and Company, you know, just to give women that push, you know, you can do this. And hopefully, you know, when I came to you and we were talking about this, I said we want to get somebody else to be that. I said, why not us be the face of this? Because we're living this. You know, and there's so many, we're relatable, we're regular, we're not over the top. No, we're not over the top, we're just regular people, regular women that do regular everyday stuff. And a lot of women have experienced, you're a veteran, you're an Army veteran. Only Army I've ever been involved with is Salvation Army. I've never heard it. But, you know, we've done things in our lives that we've done, but people don't realize, but there are women that are veterans who are going and starting that second half of their life. And like I said,
I didn't work for 20 years.
Exactly.
I had to go back to work. 20
That's brand new. All that's brand new to you.
New to me.
Brand new.
You know, like, I even raised a grandchild until he was almost 5 years old. You know, now I'm a grandmother of 3, and my daughter just can't take it that mama is doing things other than just taking care of children.
Yeah.
My baby daughter is 21.
Yeah.
My baby daughter. Our skin, the different, you know, the different products that we should have for our skin is not offered. The luxury of being the ones that, okay, I'm going to test this to see if this not only works on one race, but I'm going to test it to see if it's good enough for both races.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
And then we do have people that are mixed, you know, that have different, you know, problems with their skin, even at the age.
Second half of our lives, and there's nothing offered for us for that, and then there's nothing offered for women of color, because when you go to these other when you're doing your profile, I'm not a natural blonde. They don't, you know, my hair is not. We have a there's nothing on there for people that wear their hair natural.
Our texture is